Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. Saying yes to life. And this doesn't mean accepting every single invitation that comes our way. Rather, it means how can we remain open to new connections, new opportunities, new energy, when perhaps it's coming a way that we have not expected. How can we allow life to surprise us? The answer is saying yes to life. Now, this certainly doesn't mean accepting everything, absolutely not, but it means that perhaps we have a day, and if you're like me, you have a schedule. I keep a schedule every single day. I report to my calendar and see what I have for the day, where I need to be. And even though I have those days where it looks like I don't know how I'm going to get through, like it's booked, it's slam packed, I don't see any area other than perhaps late at night where I'll have some time to myself and rest. And so when I get hyper fixated on my schedule, then when the phone rings and it's yet again like another opportunity, another detour or a curveball or an invite, if I am just fixated on my schedule and I remain closed, like, nope, I can't take that. I'm super busy. And this is with our discernment, of course. But if I remain rigid like that, without allowing my spirit to lead, without allowing me to say yes, when I know deep down life is prompting me in a new direction, then perhaps I miss out on the grandest opportunities. This became apparent actually last night, but really this whole week. I received the insight, just an intuitive message to remain open this week. And so as I know, I'm going into, a busy week, like every day there's something. I received a couple invites and I said, you know what? I'm going to go with my intuition. My intuition said to say yes this week. My intuition said to accept things. And so even though I said, you know what, there's going to be time for everything and anything that I do. So yes, I may have a little bit more work at the end of the day. Yes, perhaps I may have to have things spill over into the next day, but I'm going to say yes to this invitation. I'm going to say yes to this detour. What I find is when I remain open like that and I go with the curveball that I'm being handed, I am met with new connections. I am met with beautiful experiences that wouldn't have come about had I just said, no, I don't have time for that. Nope. I have exactly what I have to do in front of me today. I cannot accept anymore. And yes, this is definitely, it's going to take discernment. But I'm going to encourage you to actually use your discernment, because if you're like me, I'm super organized. And because of those organizational skills, I'll just say, there is not a lot of room for anything of nonsense. I'll just say that. But when I receive a call, just a spontaneous invite, like my neighbor did last night, like, hey, just can you meet me over here? I'm going to be there, this evening. Now I know that means I'm going to have to push back my evening. I know I had an evening planned of work, but in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to open up to this opportunity. And perhaps I'll just stay up a little late and I'll work late tonight. Or I'll just get up early and I'll do my work in the morning. But I'm going to say yes to this. Why? Because my intuition for whatever reason, was saying, yeah, this feels light. This feels right. And, when I got the invite yesterday, I'll just go with my most recent saying yes to life. I got the invite yesterday when I couldn't wait to just get home and dive into the work that I had. I immediately said, you know what? I think I can squeeze that in, but I'm not going to push myself. Like, I'm not going to rush what I'm doing now to hurry up and get home earlier, to then take another shower so then I can get there and meet my friend. No, I'm going to let life flow organically. I'm going to take my time here at dinner with my parents. Then I'm going to take my time getting home. Then once I see whatever time I get home, if I feel like I'm pressed for time, then, I'll just cancel on the invite. But to my surprise, this is how my evening went. Yes, I lingered at dinner with my parents, and then they lingered even further. So as I look at the time, I see, time's dwindling down. But I'm like, you know what? Oh, well, I'm not rushing anything. I'm flowing through life. I'm enjoying where I'm at in the moment. I got home far later than I imagined. And it was actually within like the last hour that I was set to meet a friend. But as I found myself at home and now it's time to either decide, am I going? I need to prepare and get ready now, or I'm going to cancel. This is like the last hour to do it. I just tapped in with my spirit. And my spirit said, go, say yes, remain open. The work that you have can wait till this evening. So I accepted the invite and I went on. And when I went on to meet my beautiful friend and my beautiful neighbor, what I found is I was met with two new neighbors, two new beautiful souls. And I found myself wanting the night to just linger there. I was basking in beautiful, enlightening conversation, incredible energy. I had made two new connections that I feel will go on for many years. And it's everything I realized in the moment when I met them. It's everything I prayed for. Like, I prayed for beautiful connections that live near me. I prayed for spontaneous invites like the one that my friend gave me. I've lived in the Hollywood area for many years, and even though, yes, I have neighbors and I have friends that live close by, we don't usually get together spontaneously. Usually it's like an invite only, and it's usually like, oh, what are you doing on the weekend? But to have, friends that just know I could just call her and offer an invite, and if she can make it, great. And if she can't, okay, oh well, it's not the end of the story. I'll catch her next time. I realized in that moment, I prayed for this. And now I'm standing yet again in answered prayers. And because I said yes to life, I met with two new beautiful creatives, two new beautiful souls that are like-minded, that are also building their businesses out, building their online platforms. Now I have what I know is true, two new resources where I can be of service to them and they can be of service to me. And it only happened because I said yes to life. I wasn't controlled by my schedule. I was being controlled by my soul. So I want to ask you, where can you say yes to life? Where can you remain open to the surprises that God is trying to offer you? I remember years back, I had a beautiful girlfriend who is an actor, and she was, speaking to me about her frustration of not being able to break in, and that she had thought when she moved to LA that of course it would have happened by now. We know these dreams because we all have them, and we understand the frustration when it doesn't happen on our time, but on God's time. And I remember she had her head down so much, like just fixated on what she thought she needed to build and where she thought she needed to go, which were the obvious place. Like, I need to go to backstage and I need to be going to this networking event. I need to do this and I need to do that. And it was just, she had her plan and that was it. And I remember her saying to me one day, I have all the friends I need. I don't want any new friends. She actually said this, no, you can't sit with me. And I just laughed because I thought, wow, this is it then? This is your circle? Like, just this energy? You've already said that you haven't broken in the way that you desire, and you have all this energy around you. Perhaps the ones who can help you break in are not the energy that you have around you. So perhaps you need to say yes to new energy, new experiences. And so I remember I was invited to a 4th of July event, a barbecue, last minute, a few days before the event. And immediately I invited her. I was like, come with me, to this beautiful invite. And she just cut me down flat. Nope, can't make it. Okay. What else you got going on? Nope, I got this and that. I can't make it. Okay, well, great. What she had going on was nothing essentially, but in her head, because her head was down, just working on trying to strive and go to the obvious networking events, she turned down, my humble little invite for this barbecue. I went to the barbecue. And to my surprise, but not really surprised, but yes, life was surprising me, it was filled with beautiful people that were deeply connected in the film industry, people who had their own shows. And these were beautiful souls, absolutely opening, people that invited us into their space, and people who were just revering the new connection and open to naturally just wanting to connect and just share energy, but at the same time, deeply networking, but organically, but playfully, but naturally. And the room was filled with these individuals. That now it's not a cold environment where everybody's wearing a badge and you know that you've come there to quote unquote network, but it's even more elevated. It's a natural event, a natural moment where people are just coming together over the celebration of a holiday, sharing food, and just genuinely getting to know each other. The most natural way to network. And so, yeah, when I got home, I remember telling her, girl, you should have been in that room. And yeah, perhaps she was a little better. I don't know. She's not really a girlfriend anymore. Actually, she's not a girlfriend anymore. Actually, that was probably one of the last times I spoke to her. Maybe that pissed her off because she didn't say yes to life. And I say she should have been in those rooms. But again, it was never meant for her to be in those rooms because she was clearly so closed off to life. She wasn't allowing life to surprise her. She wasn't open to say yes to life. So when we're not open to say yes to life, then we don't get the rewards of entering those spontaneous rooms. It only occurs when we're open to new energy, when we're open to the detours of life, when we go with the pivots and the curveball that life is sending us, because life doesn't just happen on our calendar and in our schedules. If you want to do it and you want to just follow the schedule, and having a to-do list and a schedule is essential, absolutely. But it's to remain flexible because life wants to surprise you. Life wants to reward you because of your to-do list and because of your rigid schedules. Yes, you have a schedule that you follow, and it might seem mundane, and it might seem like you know what's going to happen. And life says, well done. You're following a schedule. You're getting shit done. Let me give you this beautiful little detour. Let me send you to this corner cafe spontaneously where you can meet the next person you're going to collaborate with. You're going to meet them by way of a playful event as a byproduct of, yes, the disciplined schedule that you do keep. So allow life to surprise you. Allow life to reward you. Allow yourself to say yes to life, because you never know where life is sending you. But I'll tell you this, if you're saying yes, if you are remaining open to spirit and allowing that source to guide you, it's going to guide you with precision into the direct rooms that you only dream of. I didn't realize that I was entering a room last night when I said yes to a quick little drink with my neighbor. But I had found myself seated in yet again more answered prayers. Say yes to life, y'all. Pick your head up out of the schedule. Follow the schedule. You're being rewarded because of the schedule. But don't block your blessings. When that invite comes in, check in with your spirit. Am I supposed to be here? Should I accept this? And you'll know when you're to accept it, when it just feels light. When it feels light, like, you know what? I kind of want to do that. And I can see on my schedule how I can push things, tweak things back. I'll make room for this because this kind of feels light. I kind of want to go here. That's when you're not being ruled, controlled by your schedule, but you are being flexible with source. That's it. That's all. I just wanted to quickly give that to you. Thank you so much for joining this convo. If you haven't done so yet, I must recommend our new merch shop, which is worldtreasure.shop. It's linked here in our bio. Please consider checking that out. We have all beautiful selections of everything tall. We thank you so much for sharing your podcast, my podcast. Thank you so much for being a part of our mastermind. It's you, it's me, it's God. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll chat again soon. Bye for now.